Good day to you, Ninth and O. This is Devotionables, brief devotions for busy people. I'm Brandon, one of the pastoral interns. It's good to be with you today. We're continuing the study in Sermon on the Mount. The other day, Brother Michael spoke to us about the Beatitudes and helped us to consider that blessed are, or happy are, all of those things. And so we'll pick up where he left off in verse 12. And so it says to us, "Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you." You know, as we are actively pursuing righteousness, we too will experience persecution. And Jesus tells us to be happy, to rejoice in persecution. And so, because Christ is working in us and through us, he then talks to us about becoming salt and light, these two very familiar things that his audience would be familiar with. Now, you know about salt. There was no refrigerator in the first century, and so you needed salt to prevent spoiling. You needed salt, still need salt to provide flavor. Now, if you've recently had COVID-19, we're so sorry. And some people have lost their taste and has not come back, which is a very, very difficult thing to deal with. But salt adds flavor. And so for us as Christians, we are to be the seasoning to others around us, in that we live in a way that is different because of how Christ has changed you and I. So we are to live live life and respond to things differently than those who are of the world. Well, consider Colossians 4:5 and 6 says, "Walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of the time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person." And so, as we are seasoning our speech with salt, we're also called to be a light. And you know what it's like to be in the dark, because the sun's not even coming up right now until about 9 a.m. anyway. So you've got to turn on some lights early in the morning so that you can see and get ready. But light makes the truth visible, giving us direction and guidance. Look with me in 14. "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp, put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house." And so we reflect this light, and that light is Jesus. And if you think about your relationship with Christ, as you grow closer to Christ, the brighter you shine for his glory. And so in verse 16, it says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." Now, we are to not hide our devotion to Christ. We are to herald our devotion to Christ to others. And so these good works we don't do for our own selfish gain. We do so that who gets the glory? God gets the glory. And give glory to your Father. This is the first time Matthew uses the word Father to describe God. He goes on to use it 45 other times. And so this just tells us this deep personal relationship for us as believers is that God is our Father. And so we're seasoned with salt. We shine bright with God's light, and we bring glory for our Father. Not to know? Hope you have a good week.